that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older.
It has to be financial. I mean, any fighter that comes back, especially from retirement, a guy like Manny Pacquiao, it definitely has to do with money.
Boxing legends across the globe are reacting with surprise and excitement as Manny Pacquiao reveals he's stepping back into the ring at age 46 to fight rising talent Mario Barrios. The 8-division world champ, famous for his fast punches and non-stop energy, is returning to the spotlight years after his last pro match, showing once again that age doesn't stop him. As the announcement spreads, boxing icons are speaking out, many praising Pacquiao's unmatched passion, while others worry about the dangers of facing a younger and powerful rival.
You named Manny Pacquiao, you clickbait in the name, he's 44 years old. Is it genuinely a chance of Manny Pacquiao versus Conor Benn? Have you spoken to anyone from Manny's team?
I mean, maybe I'm clickbaiting. Maybe watch this space.
And if the WBC clear Conor, do you still have to go to the British Boxing Board, or would they have to just be governed by whatever the WBC say?
No, I mean, ultimately, it depends on the ruling on the test.
Lawrence Okoli apparently has given up his UK residency, and I'm assuming it's for tax benefits in the UAE. Would you recommend that to any of the young fighters coming up? Is that a good idea?
I mean, it's a very cloudy situation.
Looking down the card, which fight do you think we're more likely to potentially see an upset? Because the bookies have got the home fighters quite a big favourites.
I promise you, someone from the away corner will win tomorrow night.
Is there any chance that the Irish government may help you out with the funding for that venue, do you think, or is that completely out there?
Yeah, I think it's...
Manny Pacquiao's decision to fight again at 46 against Mario Barrios has sparked a wide range of opinions in the boxing world. Some admire his lasting love for the sport and legendary name, while others worry about the health risks of such a return. Pacquiao plans to make his big comeback nearly 4 years after his last pro fight. WBC head Mauricio Sulaiman confirmed he'll challenge current WBC welterweight champ Mario Barrios in July 2025. The WBC allows former title holders to return and compete for belts, a rule used before for greats like Sugar Ray Leonard. The fight will be confirmed after Pacquiao wraps up his campaign for the Philippine Senate, ending on May 12th. However, reports say Premier Boxing Champions and TGB Promotions have booked Las Vegas's T-Mobile Arena for July 19th, making that the likely date and place for the fight.
Which contemporary fighter do you most enjoy watching right now?
Out of the big-time fighters now?
Yeah.
Pacquiao looks sensational his last fight.
Oh,
Looks sensational. No fighter, and you as my witness, as any expert, no fighter looks more sensational than Pacquiao looked the other night. No fighter, name a fighter looked more sensational than Manny Pacquiao did the night he fought.
Let me sneeze and say Floyd Mayweather. How do I sneeze and say Floyd Mayweather?
All right, hey, listen. Then that shows that you're a neophyte in boxing. You know nothing about boxing.
Oh, excuse me?
I said no.
What? I didn't hear you, Mike. What you say?
That you don't know much about boxing.
You know I'm talking about here.
No one said who was better. I said there's nobody in boxing that fighting that looks sensational.
sensational.
The way that Pacquiao did against Rio.
Well-known podcaster and commentator Joe Rogan has voiced his worries over Pacquiao's return to boxing. He said, "This is dangerous," pointing to the health risks Manny could face at this stage of his life and career. Rogan talked about how physically demanding boxing is and questioned if it's wise for Pacquiao to jump back into fighting after such a long time away.
Like as if Manny Pacquiao in the middle of his prime said, "I'm going to fight MMA." That would be insane. And you'd probably get his face kicked off. Probably get strangled, probably get taken down, strangled, and he would be helpless. It's a different skill set. There's so much more to MMA. To me, it's more exciting to watch.
Former world champ Amir Khan, who has long ties with Manny Pacquiao, shared mixed feelings about his return to the ring. While he sees the money-making potential of such a fight, Khan also questions why Pacquiao is making a comeback. Khan said he might fight Pacquiao if enough funding comes through, possibly from big boxing figures like Saudi official Turki Al-Sheikh. He noted, if you can get someone like Turki Al-Sheikh on board, then why not? Suggesting money is a key factor in his decision. Still, Khan doubts if it's fair for Pacquiao to fight for a world title again when there are so many young, fighters waiting. He said, if Manny wants to fight for a title, fine, but it feels unfair. There are lots of young guys coming up. I think they should get the shot, man.
Got in touch with me as well. Manny was like, shall we do a fight? Shall we, like, he's quite serious about it. He was like, shall we make a fight happen? I go, listen, if you can get a funder, if you can get someone like a Turkey Yellow Sheikh on board, then why not?
There's no, I mean, that must be able to be made. That, I mean, surely
you do that for the right money, right?
Massive. Look, we've had our best days, and I think a fight like that would definitely sell. I mean, Manny having a massive Philippine fan base, and all around the world really, and then obviously myself, I've got a decent fan base as well, so I think it will definitely sell, and people would like to see, you know, when people make comebacks, I mean, people always like to see them, see how the fight's going to be, and me and Manny are probably in the same position. We'd be both being retired for like 3-4 years. I think it will make a good fight.
And you're only 38 as well, I mean, so we've seen boxers older than that getting back into the ring. I mean, you're still at a good age where you certainly could box again.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look at George Foreman, the late George Foreman. You know, he was a great champion, and he came back. I think he must have been in his late 40s when he come back and won a world title as well. So look, in boxing, it's always that one punch. And at the same time, though, guys, is that I look back and think, do I need to get back in the ring again? You know, we've always been prize fighters. I've always taken punches to the head. It could just be that one punch that hurts you, and, you know, God forbid you get hurt and you can't spend good quality time with your family.
Khan also talked about a major fight with Pacquiao that almost happened but never came through. He said it fell apart because of contract problems and money issues. Khan explained that deals were blocked by middlemen and broken promises, especially for a fight planned in the UAE. He added that Bob Arum claimed investors in Dubai couldn't gather the funds in time. Because the money wasn't locked in, the fight was canceled. Even after all that, Khan says he's still open to facing Pacquiao, but only in a big money match with a top name like Pacquiao or Floyd Mayweather. Khan said he's financially set and doesn't have the passion to train unless it's for something huge. He said, I'm 90% done with boxing. I don't love it anymore. To get motivated, it'd have to be Manny or Floyd. Promoter Eddie. Hearn also spoke about Pacquiao's comeback at 46, where he'll face Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight belt. Hearn respects Manny's star power, but questions if it's right for him to be fighting for a major title after such a long break. He said, should he be fighting for a world title? And stressed that young fighters deserve their shot through active competition. Still, he admitted Pacquiao's return could bring big attention and money due to his massive fan base and long career. Hearn also warned that the long time away and his age could hurt Manny's performance. His comments reflect a bigger debate in boxing, how to respect legends while also keeping the sport fair and giving new talent a chance.
Subject, like, you know, people moaning about Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat most fighters in the top 20 at 147 pounds. He's clearly not the fighter that he once was. You're not going to be at that age. My problem is that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older. So, you know, I guess there's two questions. One is, should he be fighting again? And at the end of the day, if he's good enough to beat everybody outside of the top 20 in the world, then why not? But should he be fighting for the world title? I guess that's another question. In the commercial world of boxing, the answer is yeah, probably. In the ratings world and activity world, the answer is probably not.
Do you think it's strange that he's coming off the couch and getting a title fight like that?
I think when you've achieved what he's achieved, you've always got the right to do things a little bit differently to others. And with all due respect, Barrios is not Boots, and Barrios is not Crawford. You know, and that's why, you know, we pushed the Conor Benn fight. Conor Benn, like, his best win is against Algieri or Van Heerden. So actually Pacquiao is a step up, you know, and people were still complaining at me for mentioning that fight, like Conor Benn is Boots, you know, but he still hasn't had those wins yet. So, you know, I like to see great fighters just slowly fade out of the sport, but also at the same time, if they feel good, if they feel they can be competitive and there's a lot of money to be made, I also get it.
Mike Tyson previously made headlines by saying Naoya Inoue is greater than Manny Pacquiao. On his podcast Hot Boxin', Tyson described Inoue as ruthless and praised his dominant presence in the ring. Inoue, nicknamed the Monster, has an incredible record. He's won titles in 4 weight classes and unified both the bantamweight and super bantamweight divisions. With precise technique and a 90% knockout rate, he's clearly a force. While Pacquiao's wins in 8 weight classes are historic, Tyson pointed out Inoue's perfect record and discipline as key reasons for the comparison. This view adds to the ongoing debate about who is truly the best pound-for-pound boxer ever. Meanwhile, Terence Crawford has voiced doubt about Pacquiao's ranking among elite pound-for-pound fighters, mainly due to the kind of titles he's won. Crawford says Pacquiao's WBA regular welterweight title doesn't count as a true championship. He believes only super title holders should be called real champs. Crawford said, "He's not a champ to me. He don't have the super belt. That's the champ in my eyes." Crawford wants to unify belts and only targets fighters with top-tier championships, not secondary ones like the WBA regular belt. So, despite all of Manny's big wins, Crawford doesn't list him among the all-time greats based on current title status. He also brought up doubts about Pacquiao's legacy during an episode of the Pound for Pound podcast, mentioning Manny's early refusal to take Olympic-style drug tests before a possible fight with Mayweather. Crawford pointed out that after Pacquiao agreed to those tests, his knockout streak ended. He said, "That's just how I see it. When Floyd asked for the blood test, Manny didn't want to do it, but after he did, no more knockouts."
Manny's a generational, talented fighter, but I don't feel like, he did it on his own.
I don't think Pacquiao took steroids. Really, the Mayweathers questioned it and drilled them on it, and that made people pick a side. I can't say that means Pacquiao was on something. And the reason why is because Pacquiao may have been the most tested fighter of all time. He never failed a test. Floyd did. So you're talking about a situation where now you're just saying he's so good that he must be on something. But number 2, Crawford said Pacquiao was knocking everybody out until he took the test. That was a damn lie. Pacquiao power went down after he went up. Pacquiao didn't knock out anybody at welterweight. That had nothing to do with the test. He went up and he ain't knocked anyone out at welterweight. He knocked out Ricky Hatton. That was at 140. Floyd knocked out Ricky Hatton. So that doesn't say that Pacquiao had steroid power. He wasn't knocking out anybody. Yeah, he was beating them up.
Pacquiao's bold decision to go up in weight to fight Antonio Margarito in 2010 became a legendary moment in his career. Though he was much smaller, 6 inches shorter and 17 pounds lighter on fight night, Manny used his speed and skills to dominate the match. He weighed just 144.6 lbs, under the 150 lb limit, and entered the ring at about 148 lbs, while Margarito likely weighed close to 165 lbs. After the fight, Manny admitted it took a toll on his body, saying, "Amazing I survived that Margarito fight. On fight night, I was only 148 lbs. That victory earned him the WBC super welterweight belt and made him the only boxer to win titles in 8 weight classes. Pacquiao, still the only 8-division champ ever, was selected for the International Boxing Hall of Fame in the 2025 class. The news was announced on December 5, 2024, making it his first year of eligibility. He'll be honored during Hall of Fame weekend from June 5 to 8, 2025 in Canastota, New York. Pacquiao's career spanned from 1995 to 2021, where he collected 62 wins, 8 losses, and 2 draws, winning titles from flyweight to super welterweight. Outside of boxing, Manny made a name in politics, serving as a senator and running for president in 2022. His success inside the ring and in public service has made him a hero in the Philippines. When told of his Hall of Fame honor, Pacquiao said, "I'm so happy to be chosen. It's a great Christmas gift." Also joining the 2025 class are Michael Nunn and Vinny Paz in the modern boxers category, plus other notable figures from boxing. In September 2021, Pacquiao officially retired from boxing to focus on his presidential run. At 42, after losing to Yordenis Ugas by decision, he admitted his body was showing signs of slowing down, especially with leg cramps during that fight. Though he still loved boxing, he realized he had to think about his health and politics. In his retirement message, Manny thanked boxing for lifting him out of poverty and giving him a chance to inspire others. He said, "It's hard to accept that my time as a boxer is done. Today, I'm retiring." It marked the close.
2015, remember that one. Pacquiao is now planning to run for president in his native Philippines this upcoming May. But Shannon, how will you remember Manny as a boxer?
Historically great fighter.
Good for you.
The only fighter to win 8 world titles. I mean, Skip, he started out boxing, he was 106 pounds, won a title at, I think, 112, and went all the way up to
108 first.
Went all the way up to 154.
It's impossible. It's just...
I don't believe, I feel very comfortable and said, I don't believe we'll ever see that again, Skip.
We'll never see it again.
And it wasn't like he was fighting bums. When you go back and look at Marco Antonio Barrera and Eric Morales and Oscar Larios and De La Hoya and Hatton and Cotto, Margarita, Mosley, Timothy Bradley, Mayweather, Skip. I mean, what do you got to say? He was a champion in 4 different decades.
Yep.
Fighter of the year. First ballot Hall of Fame. He's great.
Stephen A. Smith spoke about Manny Pacquiao's retirement in a short video message, sharing strong respect for the legendary boxer. He praised Pacquiao's major accomplishments, including winning titles in 8 weight classes and changing the sport in big ways. Smith said Pacquiao's ability to inspire fans worldwide came not just from his talent, but also his humble nature and dedication away.
Your thoughts on Manny Pacquiao's retirement?
One of the greatest fighters we've ever seen. Never ran from anybody. Had completely respected the sport of boxing. Was an ultimate champion. And I have to tell you, one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet on the planet Earth. I mean, when people, I want to say this real quick because I know we got to go because we got one more thing to discuss, Mark.
Yeah.
When people talk about Manny Pacquiao and they say stuff like, well, he's fighting for money. I would like y'all to know that there are people who line up in the streets of the Philippines just to come get some money from him. He's very charitable.
Oh, yeah.
That's why money was compromising, because he's a giver. He's a special dude. I'm gonna miss him.
Manny Pacquiao's last pro fight was in August 2021, when he lost to Yordenis Ugas by unanimous decision. Since then, he's stayed out of the ring. Promoter Eddie Hearn mentioned that being inactive for so long can hurt a fighter, especially someone older. While it's inspiring that Pacquiao still wants to fight, getting back in top shape and facing younger opponents is a big challenge. At 46, it's tough to compete at the highest level. But Pacquiao's experience and smart ring skills could still give him an edge in the welterweight division. His planned return against Mario Barrios in July 2025 for the WBC welterweight title shows he still aims for the top. Still, the result is unclear, given how hard the sport is and how aging affects the body. Pacquiao's comeback has sparked mixed reactions. Some fans are thrilled to see him fight again, while others worry he may not be able to perform well after a long break. UBC President Mauricio Sulaiman defended Pacquiao's right to go for a title, saying the WBC lets former champions return and ask for title shots. This fight isn't just about a belt, it's about Pacquiao's lasting legacy. Known for his fierce style and courage, his return might prove his strong bond with boxing. If he wins, he would become the oldest welterweight champ ever, adding another big moment to his legendary career.
In a world title fight against the WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios. Date yet to be confirmed, venue yet to be confirmed, but it looks like it will be in July and in Las Vegas. Massive news announced yesterday by the WBC president, and you know, it was so out of left field. You know, Pacquiao hasn't fought professionally since 2021. That was 4 years ago. He was 41 at the time, and of course he lost to Yordenis Ugas the very, very tricky Cuban fighter, convincingly lost to Yordenis Ugas. And in that fight 4 years ago, as I say, 2021,